we are. I am going to use this. This was something that my daddy had hanging on his front porch when he passed away. It didn't look like this. And I can't remember what was inside it. If it was had an actual candle in it or what was inside it, I can't remember. But when my son-in-law and my daughter were redoing my daddy's little house, a bunch of things just kind of got discarded. And somehow this ended up in the burn pile. And I walked out and I was like, oh my goodness. And I grabbed it. And so I had made up my mind that I was going to craft something out of it. And of course, burning it didn't hurt it too bad. I washed off all the yuck off of it. It was probably already a little rusted because it was hanging on the front porch and out in the weather. You can't get yours to work either. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy. I can't do it either. I don't know. I almost think that they're not letting us do it. I don't know. When they first started switching to that app thing, I could get it to work, but I can't now. So now it's going to become a very rustic craft today. So what I have, there's not a lot I'm going to do to this actually. I have thought about doing a little snow on it. But the first thing that I'm going to do is set it right here to the side, and I'm going to use a battery operated candle in it. We got a bunch of these left over from the girls' weddings. So, we're going to decoupage. We're going to decoupage one of these napkins onto our candle. Okay. I love red trucks. I kind of got out of the habit of I got a lot of truck stuff that I need to use. And I used it trucks for a long time, and then I kind of got out of it, and so I got to get back to it. Let me find I thought this had a thing to open it. I was looking through. I've got so many napkins that have been gifted to me from different people, and I thought I had them pretty much all in one place, and I couldn't find hardly anything that was Christmas. So I had this whole pack that I had picked up at Dollar Tree, I think, a while back. Don't know that they have these anymore, or will have these when they start putting out Christmas. I don't know. Okay. Get this pack open. So on this napkin, you've probably seen these. They've been around a while. It says no place like home. On the back is a little truck, a little design. It's only one. Oh, it has the little ones all over. There's there's 3 little ones and 1 big on here. Lay this down here, out of the way. Not a lot of places out of the way. Let's see. Hi, Glenda. It's for a tart burner. It's so cute. Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I remember it hanging on Daddy's porch, but I don't really remember what it looked like. That's sad, isn't it? My daddy's been gone 8 years, and I don't remember. I'm sure it's something that Daddy picked up at the flea market or something. That was where he loved to go all the time. To the flea. And he always would set up there. He would buy things and resell things. He might use something at his house for a short time. The next thing you know, he's selling it. That's how Daddy was. Okay, so I want the words to be there. It's a little big. It's a little big design. So in order to get the words, I'm going to have to cut off a little bit of the truck. Oh well. Oh well, it'll be all right. Lisa's Craft House, I have them in Becky's seasons. They're all short. Talking about napkins. I got her on the napkin talk. Okay, y'all, let me get my Mod Podge out. I'm gonna try my hand at that Snow Tech stuff. Just the other day, y'all, I'm not gonna worry about using a water pen. We're just gonna cut it. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell too much once we get it on there. The other day, Kathy had shared a recipe from someone else from, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Let's Be Artful's recipe for Snow Tech, or a Snow Tech version, homemade version. And so we're going to try some of that. I don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. Thank you for sending me out. Thank you. Margaret's Creative Whims. Doris, hello. It's so good to see y'all. Have y'all tried the Crackle Paste by Distress? No, I haven't. Hi, Angela. I loved that clock. I didn't see it finish because I had to get off, but I will. Okay. So let's get us a half-decent brush here. And we're going to Mod Podge this. Now, I don't think I've ever Mod Podged on a candle before. This is a fake candle, but it has the waxy feel to it, just like a real candle, but it's battery operated. I'm not going to attach this in there. I'm just going to set it in there because if you glued it down, your battery and your on and off switch is on the bottom, so I don't want to mess anything up there. So we're just gonna set it inside that vintagey lantern when I get done. So let's place this. Come on, quit turning on me. If I have some wrinkles, I'm good. I don't mind. It's supposed to be rusticy, right? We're doing rustic. Very, very rustic. See how rustic? We're doing very rustic. So it's okay if it's not perfectly smooth. In fact, I am going to put a coat of Mod Podge over the whole thing. Y'all, I was in a little bit of a crafty mood last night, so I haven't really been crafting a whole lot. And my husband has spent so much money building me this craft room. I feel kind of bad that we did this, and then I started not feeling well and it kind of changed everything. So I'm trying to make myself get in this room and do stuff, even if I'm not live. And then just making short videos, or even just posting pictures, because I want to use this room and I want to keep connected even if I can't go live all the time. But my nerves are getting better about going live. I'm not nearly as nervous today as I have been being on lives. I don't know what the deal is. I do know my blood pressure's still up and down, but I'm still trying to figure out what exact dosage is best for me. But And I want to get that figured out before we go on this cruise. Even though that is kind of waxy, I don't want to heat that too much with a heat tool. I'll show y'all. I'm going to take a thing and get the bottom part off. Hi, Alexandria. That's what my new granddaughter's name's going to be. Alexandria. She's due in January. Thank you, Kathy. I'm starting to. There's days like today I woke up, I felt really, really good. And the funny thing is like, my blood pressure was good. I woke up, good blood pressure. Woke up, my sugar was really good. It's like 104. And everything was good. So, I just got to, I have taken my blood pressure medicine. I usually wait a little while in the morning, get up and get moving around, and then take it, because if I take it right out in the first thing in the morning and I'm not as active, I think that's key for me. I'm not being as active as I used to be. I need to be more active. I need to, I don't know, I need some kind of get out of bed and go walking routine. And I hate walking by myself. I do. Okay, so look how pretty. I think it's going to really, really be pretty. I may put some, I have some diamond dust somewhere. I might diamond dust it. Make it shimmery. So, the question is, should I put it just on this one side, or should I put another one on the other side? Because you're only going to, if I keep it in here, you're only going to see the one side. Love the name. They're not sure what they're going to call her yet. Her name's going to be Alexandria Grace Lee. And her last name's Taylor. Hannah wanted to use her middle name, but she wanted Grace, so she's doing Grace and Lee separate, because she wants it to be just like her middle name, which is L-E-E. She's named after me and after my mom. And so she's leaning towards calling her Grace, because her husband's name is Jason Alexander, and his family calls him Alex, and we call him Jason. He grew up being called Alex, and he didn't want to be called Alex as an adult. He wanted to be called by his first name, although his daddy's name is Jason. So when he goes to his family, they all call him Alex, call his dad Jason. It's still kind of wet right there. I'm going to try not to melt the candles, because this is like a wax on the outside. But it's just one of those things that I'm not sure exactly. There's different little nicknames you could do with Alexandria. Like some people call Alex, like Lexi or Allie, or, different names. So I'm not sure what's going to transpire. I like Allie myself, but I'll call her Grace or Gray. We don't want to call her Gracie. We have a niece named Gracie. So I don't know what's going to happen. But it's their choice, really. Because I made the choice for my kids. They get to make a choice for theirs. Let's see what it looks like lit. Oh, y'all, look how pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this is what it's going to sit inside here. But we're going to do some more stuff in there too. So let's turn it on and see what it looks like inside there. Okay. So what I had thought I would do next is I want to do a little snow tick. And I thought about putting, because this says snow place like home, I thought about putting a little snow on the lantern. So we're going to try that. And then I have some Christmas greenery and stuff. And we're going to decorate it all up. Okay. So I went and I wrote down the recipe that was Kathy shared the other day on her page. And pulled out some measurings. And the recipe is from Let's Be Artful. And Kathy from Quality Crafts by Kathy shared it. So it says a half a cup of baking soda. Oh, that might be a little more than half a cup. That's okay. A little more won't. I don't think will hurt it too much. I might just put a little more of the other stuff. I'm not an exact measurer. I hope this is okay when it's not exact measured. I see my Patty. Hello, Patty. And then a tablespoon of Mod Podge. And I didn't want to use my good measuring thing, so I grabbed this one. And it's 1 teaspoon, so 3 of these, which I'm probably going to put a little extra since I put a little bit extra baking soda. 1, 2, 3. Let's put just a little extra. And a little extra. Okay. So I'm going to get me a paper towel. And I'm going to spray it with some water because I just brought 1 measuring spoon. Gonna wash it off a little bit before we measure the paint that goes in here. So this is a recipe that was shared that originated from Let's Be Artful, and it was shared by Kathy on Quality Crafts by Kathy. And it's for a snow tech. And it's baking soda, Mod Podge, and paint. So it says a tablespoon of paint. So we're going to put, this is a teaspoon measure. Which is kind of hard to get the paint out. And I'm using my chalk paint. I probably could have used a different paint. That's okay. I done it now. And this isn't white. I hope that's okay too. That one's a little heaping. That ought to work. My white chalk paint is about gone. Yay! I know, I was like, almost. So here's what we got. I was like, I could make this ahead of time, but then I really didn't have time to make it ahead of time. Oh, I think it's going to make a difference that I didn't use white paint because it was very creamy. I just had a bad idea. Oh, goodness. I may have to do this again with white, some other kind of white paint. So this looks very creamy. And it actually looks super dry for what I had in my brain. See how, I don't know if y'all can tell. It's got a little bit of that ivory tint. Hi, Michelle. Thank you. And listen, if you have a page, you are welcome to come on as your page. If I don't know your first name, just tell me what it is when you come on. I know I don't do that. I am terrible. I have people all the time that say, Angie, come on your page. The reason I don't is because I can't send them to my groups most of the time from my page. It just doesn't work right. So I always come on as my name. Every now and then I'll go swap to my page. And then you got some creators that don't want you to do that because it affects their algorithm. So I always do my name, but I don't mind. I'm not worried about my algorithm. My page is growing, but I'm not nowhere near in that worrying mode. Y'all, it's really not the color I want. So I think I just wasted my stuff. Not happy about that. I should have used white paint. I wonder if I added some white paint to it. And I'm making a big old mess. Getting it all over me. Let's see. Oh, I don't even know if I have any good white. That one definitely is not. Oh, yeah, I got some good. I got some good right here. I don't know that I want to waste it putting it in there trying to change the color of that. It needs a little more liquid. I would put a little bit more Mod Podge and a little more paint. Yeah, it's dry. It is so dry. I'm going to squirt. Woo! That should have been shook up a little more. I'm going to try a little bit of this paint and see if I can make it look whiter. And if it don't change quickly, I'm going to do it again. And y'all are going to forgive me for making such a waste of my time here. Your time. That's probably too much. No more Mod Podge. Yeah, that cream color's still there, y'all. Ugh. I could just scream. But screaming won't help. Screaming won't help at all. Now it almost looks like Play-Doh now. Play-Doh. Okay. We're going to call it a messed up something. But you know, no, I don't want a yellowy tint. Because it makes me think about something that I don't want to think about. With snow. Let's try again. Well, it's only baking soda, right? A little bit of paint and a little bit of Mod Podge. I got plenty. I think I'm going to put a little less baking soda. And use white paint, which is what I goofed up with. I may end up taking this whole bottle. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about wiping it now. Mod Podge. This is a teaspoon measure. So it says 1 tablespoon of Mod Podge, 1 tablespoon of paint, and 1/2 cup of baking soda, which was a little dry when we just did it. Let's see how this does. It may have been, too, because I was using chalk paint, and chalk paint's a lot thicker. I think this is going to look more like what we want. Although I still think it's a little dry. So I may add just a little more of the other. See how the consistency is? Now it looks like snow. Instead of dog pee snow. Just say it. Just say it. Let me get this out. Okay. It makes you want to stick your hand in there, but I know that's paint. I don't want paint all over me. So I'm not sure how I'm going to apply this. I don't have no gloves in here. I hardly ever craft with any kind of gloves. So, okay. Does that still look too dry? Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. We're making a recipe. Add a little light blue. I didn't think of that. Oh, Karen, I wish I'd seen your... It's a great learning curve. Yeah, it is. Dog piece, no. That's what was going through my brain. Thanks again for being our girl. Oh, I'm so glad to do it. And y'all, if you're not a part of Love Quality Crafting and Design, please go join their group. They are some amazing friends of mine and great crafters and great pages. And I love being in their events. And there's a lot of creators that would benefit and do benefit from all their hard work. So I just want them to know that I appreciate them. So this to me is not going to do, it's not going to stick real well, I'm afraid, to how I had in my mind. So I'm trying to decide if I need to, what I need to do. I'm probably going to have to use my hands. So do I want to do that yet? Let me set that to the side and let's do some greenery before I get white all over myself. Oh, I love you. I love being in y'all's crafts events. Tracy, y'all are awesome. And not just awesome in that you do these events, but that you treat us all with love and respect and kindness. And I feel like I'm part of your families, and that makes me want to be a part of your event. So I had some different pieces, and see, this kind of looks aged. See how aged? It's got like a snow on it already. I may not even need to use that. I'm talking myself out of it at the very moment. So what I had in my mind was to take and place greenery inside here. But I'm not sure because I'm going to have the door shut. So I'm going to have to trim it and decide. The good thing is there's no sides, so it can kind of stick out the sides. I think maybe if I did something like that. And then have some berries. I might need to place my candle in there. Like I said, I'm not going to glue my candle, but I also want it to be, I want to be able to pick up the candle and all my stuff doesn't move around. So I'm trying to decide if how I should do this. Wondering if I should glue it in. I know I have another piece of that that's got that vintagey looking stuff. This is newer looking. Let me walk right here, y'all. This pick might work better. It's got some snow on it too. Y'all, I went last year at the end of the season and was able to get some clearance, different winter picks. I like these from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember how much clearance I let it get to before I went, but I got some. So when that's just something that I try to do if I have the extra money, is I try to go and get some of the clearance items to save for the next year and put in my Christmas stuff so that I have them. And all of my Christmas, I have rubber totes, and they're all stacked right there in my craft room, so it wasn't really hard to get to my Christmas. So thankfully, in years past, I've had to pull things down and go to the shed and all that to get some Christmas, to do Christmas in July, and this year I didn't have to, so I was thankful for that. Okay, so for last year, I've had my craft room for a little over a year, I think. Okay, I'm gonna clip off a couple pieces. Pine cone. Let's look. Okay. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing. I'll show you in just 1 second. I almost think I want to build up a bottom and then set the candle. But the candle might be too tall if I do that. Yeah, that's not going to work right. Okay, back up. Think this through. Gotta think this through. I think no matter what I do, every time I take the candle out to turn it on and off, I'm going to be adjusting. So I guess we'll just make it look pretty and then change it every time. Because I think that's what's going to happen. Being that I can't. Yeah. Your recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup of baking soda. I bet that's what I'm doing wrong. It's too much baking soda. I may have to try it again another time. Thank you for telling me that, Karen. I appreciate that very much. Hopefully I'm going to keep remembering your name. Let's see. I don't really care for that piece. Let's do this. I'm just going to stick some stuff in here. And like I said, it's just to give you an idea of what it might look like when we're done. Really like, but I want the candle on. Ah! I want you to see it with the candle lit. And it's kind of like this. It's going to kind of stick out the sides a little bit. And it'll probably, every time I move the candle in and out, it'll probably change it. But I still would like to have some of that up here. So, being that I probably have used too much, I probably need to put another tablespoon of Mod Podge and paint, according to what Karen's telling me. Let's try. It's definitely too dry to I'm not going to put a whole tablespoon. I think I'm going to put about half of a tablespoon. Because I want to be able to paint it, like paint it on. Although that looks too wet. Yeah. Let's put a little more paint. I'm eyeballing like I do when I cook, y'all. Now it looks different. We're going to try it. If I have to take this in the kitchen and wash it off, I can do that probably. More than likely. Hopefully. I'm getting worse by the second. But I really would like some snow dripping. Well, I may take and do this. I don't want the door to not be able to open. Let's open the door. I may do this, and then I may sprinkle a little dry baking soda on top to make it not look as much like paint. And of course, you got to remember, this is going to dry. That's probably what I'm not factoring in, is that it's going to dry. You know, we're crafters, and sometimes we do things and we're experimenting just like you would at your house, you know? We're trying to decide, does this work? Does this not work? And sometimes we test it ahead of time if we can, and sometimes we test it with you. So this is a test, only a test, of the SnowTech system to see what works and what might not work. Can't have fun, and what good is it, huh? Let's have a little fun. Let me show you what I've done so far. What do y'all think? Does it look kind of like snow? Kind of? I agree with Karen. It was way too dry. It was just going to go in there and crumble off. Sprinkle a little glitter. Yes, good idea. That's a great idea. That's what I shall do. I shall do that. You know what? I don't know that I want to use diamond dust, but I have this Spectra glitter. Let's do that. Let's think this through. Do I want glitter everywhere? I keep these little trays anytime I have something that comes on a little tray that's... We sometimes get vegetables, and they will put them in a tray wrapped in cellophane. That was before the garden. Since the garden, I haven't had to buy very many veggies. Oh, this is gonna be perfect. Karen, you have been a lifesaver. You've been a lifesaver. I don't know if y'all could see that or not, that it just sparkles now, like the sun's hitting the snow. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna put a little more snow down here at the bottom part. Well, I guess I could have kept that. I'm not gonna worry about saving that glitter. Okay, let's put a little snow down here at the bottom. Let's move our candle. I don't necessarily want to get snow on the candle. Yeah, drip, drip, drip. I want it to be gloop. thank you all for coming today and talking to each other. I hope that this is inspiring you. And you might not be in the mood to do Christmas in July, but maybe this winter you could come back and look at this video and say, oh, I remember when Angie done that. Remember what she said? I'm going to adjust this recipe to what I've done, because I think that the original recipe was a little dry. And it could be I did something wrong. I mean, I'm not saying anything against let's be artful. I'm just my take on it. It was just a little dry, and I wonder if the humidity and things like that affect things. In the winter, it might not be as, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't want to I'm getting carried away with the snow, y'all. I need to stop. I need a little snow in the back, though. My daddy would love this. Well, that was accident. Not too much. Daddy loved, he wasn't big on decorating his house for Christmas, because I like a lot of people when it's just you're older and you live alone. You just don't get into putting up a Christmas tree and all things. And I used to try to push him a little bit for a tree, and then the last few years of his life, I really didn't push him. He just enjoyed our tree. But he always, up until probably the last couple years of his life, he always made sure he had Christmas lights on his porch. He mostly did it for my kids, because a lot of times at our house, we had so much going on. My husband's work and stuff, we didn't always get Christmas lights put up. And so Daddy would always put up, it wasn't extreme, but it was a little simple gesture of Christmas lights on his porch for his grands to see. And of course, they loved it. They always wanted to go to Grandpa's because Grandpa had lights up. So, what do y'all think? I see I got a little carried away with the glitter, with the snow stuff. I might do some more tweaking there. But if you decide to try to do the snow tech, what I ended up probably with, and like I said, I was doing my thing. When I cook, I don't always measure. I'll look at a recipe and add a little. Oh, this looks right. This looks right. So that's kind of what I did. I feel like more than likely I used a half a cup of baking soda, and I used about a tablespoon and a half of Mod Podge and glue. So when you mix it up, if you want it to look similar to what I have, you want a consistency of like this. You want it to be where it'll droop and it'll drip. You don't want it to be real powdery, because if it's real powdery, it's not going to stick to your design. So, just so you could see, this is what we did. And I think I'm in love. I might be getting the Christmas spirit in July. So anyway, I think I'm in love. I love how the candle, when it's turned on and you can see the words, there's no place like home. So I felt like it needed snow. It needed that snow. And the glitter was just the top of the cake. I mean, to me, it makes it just glisten on the very top. So I'm excited. So y'all, I got a few more minutes. So I have another craft that I was going to start. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. I know I won't because I'm too slow. But, and I was torn on the design of it. So I'm going to I tell you what, rather than do that, I want to show you what I made last night. It's not Christmassy, but it is something that I'm very proud of. As many of you know, I got a bunch of pieces of wood. Some are stool tops and some are chair tops. And I bought them from a store that buys resale stuff and things like that. And let me move my camera up. I'm going to set this up here for right now.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I wasn't talking to you. You shouldn't be understanding. I don't know why she did that. Okay, so I did a craft last night, and I'm going to post a video of me doing it off live. It was I just recorded and I'm going to piece it together. It's not going to be perfect, and I actually forgot to turn the camera on at one step of it, but just so you can kind of see how I did it. But I got a bunch of chair, like the seat part of chairs, stool tops. They're solid wood. And so my husband cut some of the chairs ones because they're odd shape. He cut some of them into squares for me, but some are not. So I decided to use one that's not been cut just to see how it would work for a design. And y'all, I really, really like it. I really do. So I want to get it and show you. I haven't posted a picture or a video or anything yet. I'm going to back my camera up so you can see better. I haven't put a hanger on it yet. Whoa! My stand went off the table. So this is a Magnolia Design stencil. And the whole design wouldn't fit on my board. So I did part, pulled it up, and then applied the next part. And left off a part that was in the middle because I wanted it to fit on this shape. You see, this is a chair shape. And so then there's holes up here where your things for your chair go. So this bow and the greenery hides all those holes, but I still have these holes on the side. So I think what I'm going to do is make a hanger with a heavier weighted rope of some kind and go through these holes. I think. Otherwise, I'm going to go through one of these holes and make a hanger and put something over these holes. I haven't decided. I pulled out some buttons, but I don't like the look of my buttons. I was going to cover these holes. So what do you think of it? I love it. I love how it turned out. And like I said, it's a stencil from Magnolia Design Company, which I do sell that if anyone's interested. But I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just wanted to share with you what I made. And that to remind you that when you see things that you think, what could I do with this? This is a chair. This is a chair top. It's off of the lady that I bought it from had a whole pallet because they buy pallet stuff, and she had a whole pallet of these, and she posted on her page. It's called a place called Cheapskates that's close to me, and she was selling it for $50 for the whole pallet. I was like, oh yes, I want it. I got about 100 stool tops, which are round, and then I got probably 60 or 80 of these. And so I just thought that turned out so good. And I'm so excited about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to hang it or if I'm going to just use it in an easel. Because it's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy because it's solid wood. But I love how it turned out. Love how it turned out. So, let me set it back down here in the floor for right now. Since I got 2 minutes, I'm going to take that time. And I want to encourage you to go to Love Quality Crafting and Designs and to watch the event today. You can go to their group and you can just refresh your page and you can see all the presenters. And up after me is Crafting and Creating with Christina. And I'm sure she's going to have something great for you to see. She does a lot of designs with Cricut. She cuts out things and makes things, and she makes really pretty things. And I hope you'll go see her. And then after her is Karen, who was such a blessing to me today. Karen from White's Creative Designs. And then after her is Marcia from Heart and Soul Creations. They're all amazing, amazing. Then Lisa's Craft House at 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock is 4 boys and a girl crafting, and that's Charlie. And then after her is Bernice from BB Crafts at 5 o'clock. And then T's Crafts and Creations at 6 o'clock. And then we got Kathy, one of our hosts from Quality Crafts by Kathy. After Kathy is Wreck-It Ralph Crafting. And then we end the night with the Crafty Cove with Melissa Rose. So they're all amazing creators. You don't want to miss them. You can just go to this page if you're not familiar. Go search this. It's in the description. There is a link to this page in my description. Y'all, the other day I did an event and I had clicked the wrong. I use boards. I don't know if you're familiar with boards, and I have all of my descriptions in there, and then I can just click on the one I want and it loads it to my page. So I clicked the wrong thing and I put up an old event that I was in. I didn't even notice it till the very end. No one said anything. And here I was referring to the description, and it wasn't even right. So I checked to make sure my description was right today. So go see them. And here at Crafty Blessings End Every Live with Be a Blessing. Who can you uplift, inspire, and help today? God bless y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go to Love Quality Crafting and Design. Bye-bye.